Tokyo Revengers was mid. Hold up. I know what you're thinking. Let me explain. Tokyo Revengers, arguably the number one manga right now, finally got its anime adaptation. I decided it was finally time to watch the anime as it had recently finished airing. The story follows Takemichi, a 26-year-old who finds out his ex was murdered by a gang. After the news, he gets pushed onto the tracks of a train station by a random person, and when he thought he was about to die, he magically goes back in time by 12 years. Takemichi wants to save his girlfriend from the gang that murdered her, so he needs to become the number one delinquent in Japan so he can crush the Tokyo Manji gang. So how does this absolute legend do this? Well, he does it by plot conveniences. I didn't think this was a superhero anime, but obviously it is because the main character has superpowers and he wants to defeat crime and save people. Takemichi gets his second chance and decides to heroically change the course of history and save his ex-girlfriend's life by working harder and better than he ever did the first time. He used his knowledge from his life to benefit him in the past to save his future. Right? No! The author knew you'd expect this, so he changed the trope. Takemichi just gets lucky with the stuff that goes on. Everything happens perfectly to help him achieve his dream and not get beat up by his friends or his enemies. The main character, Takemichi, is overly annoying. He never does anything and he's so whiny all of the time. In one scene, his friend is literally bleeding to death from a stab wound, and instead of going to find help or helping him with his 26-year-old brain, he stands there and watches him bleed to death while crying that he couldn't help at all. People want to complain that he didn't develop at all as a character, but they forget he's a 26-year-old man with very little room to actually develop since he's hanging out with a bunch of children. Something I noticed about the fight scenes was that they were all supposed to be semi-realistic fight scenes. However, they were either really floaty or extremely still. During the fights, there were no dynamic camera movements. The camera had no movement, not even just a light shake. At least it was faithful to the manga, though. It was so faithful to its original source material that it looked like someone just colored in the panels. The pacing of the anime was also horrifically slow. The time travel aspect was poorly explained. Two guys shake hands so they time travel. Oh yeah, Takemichi's girlfriend loves him with all of her heart. Even when they were broken up, after years she wore the necklace that he gave to her when they were kids. Takemichi claims to love this girl, but every moment he is with another girl, he's ready to cheat on Hinata and is trying to sleep with them. The colors should be dull and grainy, but instead were bright and colorful. It makes the theme of death and pain seem like love and life. It made it feel kind of like a slice of life anime. Anyways, I don't understand why it was so hyped when it really wasn't that great. Honestly, Tokyo Revengers is just mid.